February 19th, 2024, Canada, baby. Okay, guys, happy Family Day, okay? Well, that's happy Family Day to only half of yous. Not even half, because I think there's only 5 provinces that celebrate. And if I remember correctly, it's Ontario, Alberta, Saskatchewan, and New Brunswick? I don't know. Do your research. But yeah, everyone up in Arctic Canada and down east, well, I guess you're today. Okay, so that's why I only have half a look on today, because half of yous are at work and the other half aren't. But then even then, I think it's only a provincial holiday, right, guys? So everybody in federal, you gotta go to work. So I thought I'd be a team player and come back to work today, guys. All right. Hope you had a good weekend, and I hope you did your research, because I didn't really watch the news much this weekend, and I needed to take a break from that, and I thought you guys could do your own research. And did you learn anything? Tell me. Hey, Susie, did you learn anything this weekend? Hey, little Johnny, did you learn anything, guys? Back Canada, tell me what you learned this weekend, okay? All right. I did learn that the Freedom Convoy went back to Ottawa this past weekend, okay, to mark the 2-year anniversary. We're going to talk about that in just a second, but I can't forget Tent City weather report, okay? Well, it's, she's pretty chilly out there today, okay? Pretty chilly, okay? So, it's not a good time to be in the tents, right, guys? So we're going to break down the Putin interview, part 2, okay? But I just want to touch on this Freedom Convoy thing for a minute, okay? All right. Okay, so I really watched this like a hawk, okay, when I was recovering from surgery. I really watched that Freedom Convoy come, okay, guys, because I was two months out of a bowel resection, okay? So I literally watched the news, and I had my laptop, and I was watching the YouTubers, Ottawalks and Ottawa Freelance, okay? Ottawa Freelance was out there this weekend. I didn't see Ottawalks, but, okay, maybe Ottawalks was taking a break, you know what I'm saying? Because he did a lot of work 2 years ago at the Freedom Convoy. That guy was out all hours, okay? Had suspicions that the news was with us, okay, guys? But I really saw it at the Freedom Convoy, okay? And I want to kind of just dive in a little bit to my Facebook, okay? 2 days ago, I posted via Canadian Crime Watch on Facebook about an armed home invasion by multiple suspects. That wasn't on the news. I did listen to the news here and there, because it's usually the same person on replay for about 3 hours, and they switch them out, okay, guys? So you only gotta listen to the news for a couple hours and you're caught up. It's like if you missed The Young and the Restless, you know what I mean, okay? Like, Nikki's on a bender again. How many times has that happened, okay? Got my emoji. Why is this stuff not on the news, okay? It's unreal. And then, via Canada Proud was another protest, and I'm not sure who it was, but I don't know if it was Palestinians, whoever it was, on the 401 throwing, I don't even know what kind of smoke onto the 401. Okay, when I went and stood above the 401 when the convoy was coming, okay? I couldn't get to Ottawa because I was too frail. I was too frail to stand on the 401, but I did her, baby. And there was no hate, and it restored my faith that we were Canadians again, okay? These protests are unacceptable. Totally unacceptable. Unreal. Take a look at that. There's 2 days ago I posted it. So about February 16th, 17th, okay? It's crazy. And, yeah, I thought also I would come on here with half the look and stuff, is that how ridiculous it is, you know, when we trust people with fancy socks. Well, guess what? I got mismatched socks on there, Trudeau, okay? So yeah, all the people that trusted old fancy socks, okay? Not cool anymore, not cool to be a Liberal or an NDP, okay, guys? Really not cool. It's cool in Canada, but that is really not cool. Even into that old Putin interview, okay? I've been trying to Putin it all together, okay, guys? Oh, I should have got that laugh thing on there. Okay, I think I'm going to have 4 parts to it. This will be the second part. Okay, what did Putin and Tucker Carlson talk about? Left off that Putin went over history back to like year 800, okay? And he took a little road trip through Ukraine, okay? So watch part 1, okay? I've already done that. Okay, this is part 2. So, Putin basically wasn't allowed into NATO, okay? And they kind of pushed him away, okay? And they were having good conversations and stuff, because he talked about that old Russian prime minister, I don't even know, but they said he was a drunk, I don't know. I think I saw that in the National Enquirer, I don't know, but I remember that Russian, and I thought, like, and then I heard last night that Russia boycotted the Olympics, and I want to look into that more, okay, guys? Because Russia was really a big competitor in all of our sports, right? And now they're like the bad guy. I don't know. Again, sorry, not sorry. I'm just trying to figure all this stuff out because it don't make sense. Sounds like everyone was provoking Putin there, and there was airstrikes from Ukraine after they had reached this peaceful settlement they keep talking about, okay? So, and then he talked about how, like, Hitler is still alive, even 80 years after, and Tucker Carlson's like, what do you mean? And he said the same stuff's happening, and he pointed out the Canadian Parliament, how everybody gave a standing ovation for a former Nazi, okay? The House of Commons, okay? When the Ukraine president was there. And he looks like the Ukraine president, no offense again, I only want to offend the dinks in power, okay, guys? But that Ukrainian president, he just looks like he's on his way to church every day going, you have any money? Got any money? I don't know, there's something fishy going on, because our news is, okay, and I think we're only getting half the story, okay, guys? So listen to all this stuff that I pieced together, okay? Stay you, stay true, get to talking, and, true north, strong and free, baby.
In 1991, when Russia expected that it would be welcomed into the brotherly family of civilized nations, nothing like this happened. You tricked us. I don't mean you personally when I say you. Of course, I'm talking about the United States. The promise was that NATO would not expand eastward, but it happened 5 times. There were 5 waves of expansion. We tolerated all that. We were trying to persuade them. We were saying, please don't. We are as bourgeois now as you are. We are market economy and there is no communist party power. Let's negotiate. Moreover, I have also said this publicly before. There was a moment when a certain rift started growing between us. Before that, Yeltsin came to the United States. Remember, he spoke in Congress and said the good words. God bless America. Everything he said were signals. Let us in. Remember the developments in Yugoslavia before the Yeltsin was lavished with praise? As soon as the developments in Yugoslavia started, he raised his voice in support of Serbs, and we couldn't but raise our voices for Serbs. Yeltsin was immediately dragged through the mud, accused of alcoholism, of understanding nothing, of knowing nothing. He understood everything, I assure you. Well, I became president in 2000. I thought, okay, the Yugoslav issue is over, but we should try to restore relations. Let's reopen the door that Russia had tried to go through. And moreover, I said it publicly, I can reiterate. At a meeting here in the Kremlin with the outgoing President Bill Clinton, right here in the next room, I said to him, I asked him, Bill, do you think if Russia asked to join NATO, do you think it would happen? Suddenly he said, it's interesting. I think so. But in the evening, when we met for dinner, he said, I've talked to my team. No, it's not possible now. You can ask him. I think he will watch our interview. He'll confirm it. I wouldn't have said anything like that if it hadn't happened. Okay,
were you sincere?
It's impossible now.
would you have joined NATO?
Look, I asked the question, is it possible or not? And the answer I got was no. If I suggested working together, Russia, the United States, and Europe. They said it was very interesting. They asked me, are you serious? I said, absolutely.
Let me ask, what year was this?
I don't remember. It is easy to find out on the internet when I was in the USA at the invitation of Bush Sr. It is even easier to learn from someone I'm going to tell you about. I was told it was very interesting. I said, just imagine if we could tackle such a global strategic security challenge together. The world will change. We'll probably have disputes, probably economic and even political ones, but we could drastically change the situation in the world. He says yes, and asks, are you serious? I said, of course. We need to think about it, I'm told. I said, go ahead, please. Then Secretary of Defense Gates, former Director of CIA, and Secretary of State Rice came in here, in this cabinet, right here at this table. They sat on this table. Me, the Foreign Minister, the Russian Defense Minister on that side. They said to me, yes, we have thought about it. We agree. I said, thank God, great. But with some exceptions.
So twice you've described U.S. presidents making decisions and then being undercut by their agency heads. So it sounds like you're describing a system that's not run by the people who are elected, in your telling.
Summit in Bucharest, they declared that the doors for Ukraine and Georgia to join NATO were open. Now about how decisions are made there. Germany, France seem to be against it, as well as some other European countries. But then, as it turned out, later, President Bush, and he's such a tough guy, a tough politician, as I was told later, he exerted pressure on us and we had to agree. It's ridiculous. It's like kindergarten. Where are the guarantees? What kindergarten is this? What kind of people are these? Who are they? Viktor Yanukovych came to power, and how? The first time he won after President Kuchma, they organized a third round, which is not provided for in the constitution of Ukraine. This is a coup d'etat. Just imagine someone in the United States wouldn't like the outcome.
In 2014?
Before that. No, this was before that. After President Kuchma, Viktor Yanukovych won the elections. However, his opponents did not recognize that victory. The U.S. supported the opposition, and the third round was scheduled. What is this? This is a coup. The U.S. supported it, and the winner of the third round came to power. Imagine if in the U.S. something was not to someone's liking, and the third round of election, which the U.S. Constitution does not provide for, was organized. The cooperation ties between the enterprises were very close since the times of the Soviet Union. One enterprise there used to produce components to be assembled both in Russia and Ukraine, and vice versa. They used to be very close ties. A coup d'etat was committed.
The West got involved, guys.
You say Hitler has been dead for so many years, 80 years. But his example lives on. People who exterminated Jews, Russians, and Poles are alive. And the president, the current president of today's Ukraine, applauds him in the Canadian Parliament. Gives a standing ovation.
Unreal,
Can we say
guys.
that we have completely uprooted this ideology if what we see is happening today?